Go.
Okay, hi, welcome to the 5/14/26 Fire Commission meeting at 7 p.m. I'm calling the meeting to order. My name is William Burke, I'm the secretary, but our chair is out of state at a business function. So he asked me to if we could all rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we stand for a moment of silence for all of Fairfield's first responders that we've lost and their families? Thank you. We received the April 9th minutes. Are there any corrections, commissioners?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
I second it.
Thank you. Commissioner Cinto and
All in favor,
thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Reports. As I reported, the chair had a work meeting. All those who met with the prospective firefighters. He sent that one well, and I wanted to thank all those who served. Chief, do you have a report?
I do. Okay. So right now we've proffered to the Town Finance Bureau the quarter three report on the budget. We finished, as I think I said recently, we finished the budget process for our fiscal year 27 budget. We had a Connecticut Career Chiefs meeting this week, and they discussed legislation which was favorable to the fire service that was passed. $20,000 additional for the regional fire schools, which a little bit helps on that. Some other things that we don't know much about, but we'll hear more, I guess, eventually. State tuition waivers and mortgage assistance for firefighters. Creation of a state fire service called Connecticut Fire, which will allow the state fire administrator to assist municipalities and entities with grants and things like that. They, I think, also passed some of the funding for the cancer coverage off of, I believe it's a cell phone, surcharge. Also, they, I don't know if I mentioned, mortgage assistance program, which we don't know really much about, but I think it has to do with some mortgage assistance for firefighters having their primary residence in the place where they work. So if that helps. In regard to personnel, as we mentioned, interviews were 3 days of work for the committee. And so I'd like to thank the committee who consisted of Deputy Chief Case, Assistant Chief Iannotti, Lieutenant Catandella, Acting Lieutenant Strebe, and Commissioner Klinga. So thank you, and they brought back a list which we'll talk about later. Let's see. Tomorrow we have the United Illuminating annual storm meeting with Fairfield agencies, and it's their storm prep, the annual storm prep, which is, a lot of times it's a good refresher for us and for the other agency heads, just how they coordinate during these storm events, which occur during the summer and things that happen during the winter. We have a bunch of CERT activations coming up for Memorial Day, for the 5K, CERT training day in New Britain, radiological emergency prep exercise in Willimantic. And that's the end of my report tonight.
Thank you, Chief. Deputy Chief Ferry.
This month we had 3 building fires across town. We had a fairly serious one on near the center of town, where we actually had a firefighter injured by falling through a floor. He's since recovered and at work. We had 3 vehicle fires. Clam jam went off with no issues. It was shows that a well-planned event, executing a plan keeps our attendees safe. As far as apparatus, we had ladder 1 that was out. That is now back. All the pulleys and cylinders were replaced, and it was UL tested. That's in service right now because ladder 2 had a suspension failure. It's up being rebuilt right now at our vendor. Operationally, all our new supply line is in and in service. We'll work on replacing the remainder of that as we fail through replacement. We had 2 mock crashes at our 2 high schools. Talk a little bit about those events. What they are is they take the junior class before junior prom, and they do a staged accident out in front with actors, and the students are the actors, and it's to show the reality of what impaired driving do on that night and how one bad decision can affect you for your entire life. So you can't really quantify exactly what that does, but if it saves one life, we'll continue to do it every year. And we've been doing it for many, many years. So it's a great program that the school's put on. Buildings and grounds, Station 1, we received the plans for the new bathrooms. Those have gone out to the formal bid process. I believe this week or next week, they're out. Once we have that back, we'll be working on that. It's a tough spot right now. We're hanging out by a shoestring trying to keep our bathrooms working. Station 3, the kitchen repairs were being done over there. DPW has been stellar over there, helping us along the way. So all the cabinets are in and the countertops are on, and it's pretty, I would say it's probably about 90%. Want a little shout out to the crews over there because they've been doing a lot of work over there, moving things in and out, painting some things, making things look nicer. So they've got a lot of sweat equity into making their home better. And then Station 5, there is a massive underway of a septic rebuild going on in the back of that. So we were up there today, tried to be up there almost every day. The contractor understands what we need of them, and he is full steam ahead. So my hope is within 3 weeks that's completed and we're back to normal up there, or some semblance of normal. And that's pretty much what I have for grounds.
Thank you, Chief.
Sure.
Commissioners, any questions? Yes.
I have a question on the fire marshal report. Would that come under the chief's report or?
Sure.
Let us know, maybe we can answer it, listen.
Yeah, I was just, it's the 6th or 7th page, Office of the Fire Marshal. And it says, the fire marshal fee structure has improved. Some larger complexes with multi-units are having difficulty with the unbudgeted fee increase. We are working with them to transition to the new rate. I'm curious who's having trouble with the unbudgeted fee increase, and they should be darn happy they're getting it as cheap as they get it. I'm curious what.
I would have to get back to that. I don't know. Jen, did he, any indication what that was?
The only thing that I do know is some of them were, this is the first time that they're getting the fee. Some of them, when they went for the inspections, were unaware, so they were kind of like, whoa, we never paid this before. Some of them, larger buildings were quite high, so I think they were a little taken back by it. But that's the only thing that I've exactly which place.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would be good to hear about that. I actually have under new business, I wanted to bring up when we had our meeting in January, we asked for a 6-month review, which would be our June meeting, for the 6-month review with fire marshal fees and what is a fully burdened fire marshal? That was a question I had. So maybe in June, one of the fire marshals could be here, answer that question, and then maybe. Because again, my position on fire marshal fees is they're dirt cheap. We don't charge people enough and we don't have enough fire marshals. So that makes it even more of a valuable commodity that we should be taking advantage of for all the hard work that people do. So that's it for me. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Can I comment on that?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yeah, my concern with that is, and I agree 100%, but we keep, increasing a little at a time, the fire marshal fees, and with the hope that we're gonna increase personnel in the fire marshal's office.
Right.
And that doesn't seem to be happening. So that's one of my concerns, that, the justification for the fees is to increase the personnel there. And although, that's something, I guess, between a negotiated positions, that's not negotiated. I'm looking over there at the,
We asked
The
for that
job
in the
description is
budget.
negotiated, but not the amount of positions.
We did ask for that in the budget and we were turned down. We asked actually to, so.
I think just personal opinion is one of 7 commissioners, we should make we should make a real statement that that we need more fire marshals and advocate for that. And I wish I had a little more foresight to have done it during the budget process, because I would have liked to have done that. But we need more fire marshals. And I agree with you, Commissioner. There's a presumption of it's, more money, we need more of them. Yeah, okay, let's have more of them. And that should just be an incentive to hire more of them because they're bringing in revenue. This is a revenue generating position.
I don't think it's ever gonna be a break-even position, but it is a revenue generating position. And the goal of the fire department is not to break even, but we need to be able to have the personnel to support what is needed.
Right. Again,
I'm done.
just personal opinion, if we have our state legislators and everyone else who's forcing these new housing restrictions or new housing projects in town, they have to realize that what comes along with that is fire marshal fees. And, there's a lot of infrastructure stuff that comes with this. And again, I think it should be at a premium. So yes, so if I could please make that recommendation for next month.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments? Hearing none, Cert, is Cert in the house?
You're on
I
there.
don't see them.
You not see her online.
Yeah, doing good work. Southport volunteers, are the Southport volunteers here? Stratfield volunteers?
Nope.
Nope. Local 1426,
Yes, sir.
President Tuttle.
Got stuff to read, which I don't usually like to do, but, we'll have to stay on track here. So we have, 7 grievances at the labor board. We have 2 municipal prohibited practices outstanding. We're back to the bad old days. Still have no contract. Appreciate the commissioner mentioning the hard work they do, and we should raise fees for that hard work. Well, it'd be nice if these guys have gone now 2 years without a raise. It's high time that they got what they were deserving. Chairman, commissioners, last month after I spoke to the commission about the lack of manpower and the impact of budget cuts, Commissioner DeWitt said to me, "These are the things that need to be said, Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, and the RTM." He was absolutely correct. But what has happened since then shows exactly why more people don't say it. They're afraid of being targeted. I'm standing here as a firefighter, union president, as a husband. On April 13th, 2026, my wife, firefighter Caitlin Pereira, was driving on Interstate 95 with her 11-year-old daughter. She was followed, she was chased at a high rate of speed. The man who the town hired to harass and intimidate her was pulled over by the police, found to be driving without a license, and isn't even licensed in the state of Connecticut to be a private investigator. This is who the town unleashed on my family. When we confronted the town, first they denied it was true. They implied that Caitlin's daughter wasn't in the car. When Caitlin asked them what they could do now that she had been responsible for messing up this guy's life, and when I wrote this originally, it was before we were in court with him yesterday, but he said, "This is how I feed my family. If this court thing goes through the way it's going through, I could lose the ability to feed my family." People that lose the ability to feed their family can do rash things. Not suggesting this gentleman did, but you could reasonably understand. After this happened, she wrote to the first select person, to their human resources director, explained what happened to her after they denied it. She said, "Listen, my family, I feel nervous here. This guy knows where I live. He's been following me. He's been taping me, seeing my daughter and my husband come in and out of the house." She was told, this is exactly what she was told, and I'll show you the email. "If you feel scared, call 911. Not just by the HR director, she was told the same thing by the chief. This is what they said to us After a member of this department, an employee of the town said, "I'm afraid because of what you did." That's not something I thought I'd ever be saying in this room. It's not part of the job, and it's not part of any job. That's family. It's tied to a workman's compensation investigation. So let's call it what it is. It's not a process issue. It's not an administrative issue. This is something that could have gone very wrong. At the same time, she's trying to come back to work. She had a head injury. She's under the care of a neurologist. She was cleared for work hardening by the neurologist. She was told, "You can't come back to work." We filed a grievance. One of those 7 grievances that is at the state right now is because they refused to let her come back to work. First time ever that someone's been refused with a doctor's note to come back and do light duty. We didn't get an explanation. There wasn't even a real investigation into how she got hurt in the first place. And this is happening while we had multiple grievances about how female firefighters were being treated. For those of you that were in executive session, you saw the exchange between the first select person and 2 of the female firefighters that were here. Last Friday, we had Caitlin's step 2 grievance for that meeting with HR. It was the risk manager also showed up, but so did 20 firefighters. In all my time in doing this, I've never had 20 people show up. I can barely get 20 people always to a union meeting. I had 20 people show up at a grievance hearing to stand in solidarity. Not because anyone told them to, not over politics. They showed up because they're angry that one of their own is being treated this way. They showed up because they care. They showed up because they see what is happening and know it's wrong. And the truth is, many of them don't feel like anyone else there's anyone else they can count on besides the union. This should concern every single one of you, because it speaks to the growing lack of faith in town leadership. There's a grievance for harassment filed on my behalf as union president. I want to be clear about something. If this can happen to me, if it can happen to my family, then what does it mean for everybody else? What does it mean for the firefighter who doesn't have the title or the protections that I do? What does it mean for those that don't have the voice to be able to stand up and say something like I do? What about the ones just trying to do their job and go home? Because that's who I'm thinking of when I stand here. This job runs on trust. We trust each other inside of burning buildings. We trust each other on the street. We trust each other when things go bad. But we're also supposed to be able to trust that when something goes wrong inside, in our own system, that it's handled the right way. Right now, trust is breaking. We can't even get straight answers. There have been ongoing issues with compliance under the Municipal Employee Relations Act and the Connecticut Freedom of Information Act. When we ask for information, we shouldn't get a fight to get it. My question is, if you have nothing to hide, why are you stonewalling us? They know why they're stonewalling us. They don't want us to see what's in there because they know it's going to help our case about that this was a targeted attack. And in the middle of all this, while none of it is resolved, the first select person walks into a firehouse on International Fires Day and gives a proclamation and takes some pictures. Members felt like they had to stand there with her and be part of it. And I'm going to be honest with you, that doesn't sit right. You don't get to celebrate firefighters with a photo and a plaque. At the same time, there are real questions about their safety and how they're being treated that aren't being answered. It's not respect, it's political showmanship. And our members know the difference. This isn't about politics. It's about doing the right by the people who do this job. Commissioners, this is where you matter. This is where you step in. Because if this gets brushed aside, if this gets minimized and treated like just another issue to manage, then the message is clear. Silence in a moment like this isn't neutrality. Silence is acceptance. If this can happen and go unaddressed, then every member here should be asking what protections they truly have. I'm asking you to make sure they have an answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Bill, I have a question for you.
Yes.
This investigator was hired by the town.
Yep.
To investigate the
Someone
worthiness
got
of a workman's comp claim.
Yes.
Okay.
And then followed her and chased her on the highway. Enough so that.
No, I understand that. I just,
Police troopers were called to intercept them. They followed him on the camera. They watched him changing lanes erratically and following at a high rate of speed. They sent 3 troopers after him to pull him over.
And there was no,
The town did nothing. Gave us no answers. They wouldn't give us his name. The only reason we weren't in court sooner than yesterday trying to get a protective order was because the town refused to give us any information for a week. Because they're hiding.
you couldn't get that from the police report?
We had to wait for the police report. It's,
State police
it should be way easier than it is, but it's not. No help from the town.
I don't know if I could say this or not, but that's disgusting, the way the town has handled these matters.
Vile. Repulsive.
And that's cleaning it up for the meeting.
Is that covered by Kerma or is that,
No answers. It's a guy hired by another guy, hired by another guy. There's no background checks, and the answer is, well, that's not us. You hire a general contractor to build a house. He takes in an unlicensed electrician who steals all your stuff and then burns your house down. Do you get to just say, it's not me, I don't know?
probably not, but I mean, I've been involved in workers' comp claims in my professional capacity and I've had claimants followed,
Yes.
by investigators, but that is part of the practice, unfortunately.
Not the chasing at a high rate of speed. Connecticut State Troopers aren't allowed to chase you if you stole a car.
Not at a high rate of speed, no.
And he didn't have a driver's license. They sent someone to follow us around with no driver's license. Here's the other thing, while we're at that.
Yeah.
There was a male firefighter who was out on injury.
Right,
Did he get followed?
no.
Right.
Well,
Well, we don't know because no one will give us any information.
that's true. The other thing is she's trying to get back to work.
He has a grievance to return to work.
And the reason for not allowing the return?
Grievance denied.
No, it shouldn't be agreements. You should just, here's my doctor's note. I'm back on my shift.
One would think.
Right, that makes.
Never happened to anybody else before.
That makes it very strange. But let us know how the investigation goes and how it plays out. Yeah, commissioners?
Yes,
Please,
I'll go next.
you please.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Yes,
I would like.
President total at the moment. Bill is fine.
Because I know there's Bill, but what did or could they do, the Fairfield Police Department? Are they not allowed to do
No.
anything?
We would
Because
have been
state
happy with,
police-
hey, you know what, when we patrol the area, we'll make sure a car drives by and make sure there's no suspicious cars in the area, something like that. Anything would have been helpful other than, call 911 if you feel bad.
Well, I understand that, but that is a logical statement to say,
Yeah, the logical statement would be to say, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to you. That wasn't our intention at all. That wasn't what we asked him to go do. We're sorry that happened. How can we help you?
well,
That's what normal employers would say, who value employees anyway.
Well, I may disagree with you, but that's okay. Having said this, I also have had specific situations in my work career, as I do now, with having my workman's comp people investigate. And it's been my insurance company that gave me the investigator. Can I ask you, who gave you that particular investigator, to your knowledge?
Don't know. They won't show us anything.
When you say they,
The town. The town instigated the insurance company isn't the one who said, we're gonna send a PI out. The town did that. They picked
you
that.
mean the human
course of action.
resource person?
The human resources. Director,
Okay,
I'm
and you're
assuming, or
positive
the
of
risk
that?
manager.
You're positive of that?
I'm not positive of it because they won't show us anything, but the reason that I think that that's true is because when they had the last person followed, firefighter Paul, when we got all the information through the Freedom of Information Act, the investigation was prompted by the town. And in our discussions with PMA, that's what they led us to believe, is that anytime these happen, it's the town triggers this.
Okay. And so I'm hearing you say that the Human Resource Department
So
has given you no adequate responses to any of your questions.
Correct. That's one of the MPPs.
Excuse me,
Municipal prohibited practice. Under the Municipal Employee Relation Act, when we have a grievance or an MPP, it's like discovery.
very good,
We
understood.
ask for evidence, you have to provide it.
Understood.
Now, there's certain things that are protected,
Privacy,
between an attorney,
yeah.
you know, things that are protected by other things, but what we were asking for is none of that protected. So we had it all for the pond investigation.
Thank you. President Tuttle, so, we did talk last month about a couple issues, and I said I personally believe that all the boards in town should understand exactly what was going on in the fire department. And I spent a lovely hour with Chief Berry today looking at the situation in Station 1 bathrooms. I think it's absolutely atrocious, and I'm making it my personal commitment to try to help do whatever I can to help with that. I mean, given my background, but as a new guy, what can, I'll just speak for myself, what can a commissioner like me do for you?
I would ask for the same answers. I just want someone to say, hey, I want to know what happened.
So you would ask us to go before the town and say, as a fire commission, we would like to understand
know
what
what
happened
happened
to
here.
a firefighter. Understand, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I would like to see somebody from the town at a meeting here, even if the meeting goes into executive session. But I think somebody from the town's gotta speak up on what's happening.
Good luck.
And I would second that, listen, we have meetings for a reason, right? And we have executive sessions for a reason. People have to come here and they have to explain things to us. You know, we can make all the phone calls we want behind the scenes, but meetings are meant to, that's what these meetings are for. They're meant to bring up issues, have these issues cleared. And when they don't get cleared, we all get to look the person in the face and say, I don't know why you're not talking to us.
Thank you.
So I would agree with you, Commissioner. Thank you.
For the past, I'd say the past 3 or 4 years, voices from the commissions, not only this commission, have been falling on deaf ears. They don't care. And that's wrong. That's not how the town charter is set up.
Well, if I may, even if they do that, at least these guys see somebody trying. Right? It just seems that all these things just die on a finger pointing, it's not me, it's them, it's this one, it's that one. There's no place that the buck stops in this town anymore. Nobody says, that's me. And that's what I mean by lack of town leadership. Everyone's got an excuse. Why? You know, I'm imagining they're gonna say the same thing, you know, like, well, I didn't hire the guy, that's PMA. Okay, well, you're responsible for all your subcontractors. So even if you didn't intend on this is what to happen, at the very least, wouldn't you be really mad if you had an unlicensed, if you paid money to a private investigator, your insurance company who hired a private investigator with your money, and you find out that the guy doesn't have a private investigator's license in Connecticut and doesn't have a driver's license? What kind of background check is that? You gave that person all of my information? You told him to come to my house and you didn't even bother to see if he had a valid driver's license?
That should be upsetting for every taxpayer.
If it's
Just as a taxpayer level,
it's
and not even at a
incompetence.
personal level.
It's incompetence and negligence. If something bad had happened on that highway, who would have been responsible?
President Tuttle, how did you know that that person had no driver's license?
It's in the police report. And when the trooper came up to explain to us what had happened, because they had him pulled over, one of the 3 troopers left there, came to us and said, don't worry, he won't be bothering you for the rest of the day. We said, well, how do you know? He said, well, because he has no driver's license, so he's coming with us. And his car's getting towed.
Very interesting. Thank you.
It's in the police report. But now, again, the town didn't bother to look up a police report. They didn't do any investigation into this.
And you would have expected the human resource individual to do research? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
that
I
what
would have
you were
said if
saying?
one of my subcontractors got arrested while doing the work that I had asked him to perform, yeah, I'd want to know what happened.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, this is out loud, you're implying discrimination.
Oh, absolutely. This is absolute, it's the purpose of what the town is doing is intimidation and it's retribution. Retribution for political activity and it's retribution for union activity. For the past 2 years, Caitlin's been in here talking about female firefighting and fighting for the pregnancy and lactation. She's brought up numerous things to HR that she has all the documentation for about those things. And she was in charge of our political activity during the most recent election process, where she told the first select person that she wasn't getting our endorsement.
Oh, I
And
see.
all this unfolds right after, to her and not to the other people out on comm. It's not a hard line to draw. And if you had evidence to prove that that's not the case, then I would think you'd be waving it over your head and saying, no, sir.
Well, I must say that.
I haven't denied
I
anything.
have heard, when Caitlin presented here, every time I found her to be completely professional, straightforward and honest.
Yes, that's exactly what the town does not like. That was my point to Commissioner DeWitt of why people don't stand up.
Can I make a recommendation?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand what happened. It sounds absolutely terrible, and I think we need results from this. But can we just make a motion to move forward? I say next meeting we ask for HR to come to the meeting, and we ask HR what's going on here, and try to get some answers from this, and just try to move it on in the fastest way that we can.
So are you making a motion that we invite HR to come to the next meeting and discuss personnel issues with us?
I think that's the best way to move this forward.
Is there a second?
I'll second the commissioner's motion.
Thank you, Commissioner DeWitt. Is there any further discussion on that motion?
Not on the motion, but the thing that's baffling me, and again, people in this room may have more knowledge on this. The reason why you normally hire a private detective is to look after somebody on a workman's comp thing to see if they are performing duties outside that they can normally do that they're getting paid for.
I guess he was trying to see if she was dizzy.
Because she's clear to come back to work.
Well, she's clear to come back for light duty, for work hardening. That's what her neurologist wanted her to do, is to start doing light, low-risk training, because there's certain things that they can't replicate. So her doctor's notes, and this is probably not for open session, but her doctor's notes tell her, go about your daily business every day, because you gotta, with a head injury, it's not moving your arm back and forth. So again, to the point of when he was chasing her, he knew that she had seen him and was being chased. Did he think she was gonna go to a roofing job from there?
Yeah, I know that's pretty crazy that they kept chasing her.
I just don't get it. But all right.
All right.
Just a clarifying question, Mr.
Yes.
Would we expect to have HR in it? Would that be an executive session?
Well, we would invite them and then we'd have to
Determine
Go
at that
into-
go
point.
into executive
This is the
session
person.
and for personnel discussion.
So we would determine that the night of the meeting. Is that
Yeah,
right?
and
Okay,
I think, yes,
perfect. Okay, thank you.
sure. Is there any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none. All those in favor of making that request of HR, please vote yes.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Unanimous. Yes. Okay, moving on, there's a donation, I believe, in the packet.
There's one donation, $100 for Trana.
Cheryl Kolsik Parada.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to accept that?
Make a motion to accept.
Thank you. Commissioner DeWitt.
There was no documentation on that. Why, but that's okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 It's unanimous again. The ayes have it. It's approved. Old business. Is there any old business? None. New business. Firefighter eligibility list. So Commissioner,
No, I was just gonna say, I know we had representative from the commission at the thing, if that commissioner would just like to,
hang on.
Yes.
your experience.
Yes. Ginny Klinga, Commissioner Klinga. The commission established the Town of Fairfield Fire Department firefighter eligibility list effective May 15th this year, 2026, and will be effective until May 14th, 2027, unless extended by the Fairfield Fire Commission or a successor list is approved by the Fairfield Fire Commission. The following is rank order list established for candidates. Do I read the list?
Yeah, please.
Okay. 1, Adam Haig. 2, William Lombardi. 3, Charles Di Giacomo. 4, Corey Nihill. 5, Dana Young. 6, Michael Najami. 7, Kyle Sanzo. 8, Alexander Hurd. 9, Ryan Buda. 10, Ryan Blake. 11, Sean Berry. 12, Kyle Shepard. 13, John DiBiase. And 14 is Brett Baer. Having read this.
Meyer?
Mayor, I think it's mayor, yeah.
What did I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You did great on the last
I was,
13 though.
must have been watching the news before I got here or something. I went brain. At this moment, may I take a moment of personal privilege?
Sure.
Thank you. I would like everyone publicly to know that I, having done this for the first time and been here for a couple of years, I'd like to thank Jen and all of the individuals. Deputy Chief Case ran the program, and the lieutenants and the firefighters that were there were very, very thorough. And having been in business for many, many years and hiring people and understanding what it entails, I can't begin to tell the town of Fairfield and the citizens how very lucky they are. I don't know if lucky is the right word, but you should all be assured that it is handled with the utmost professionalism. And having been part of it, I will say that I was very honored to be able to be part of it. And going forward, I would expect the same to take place, and I was overly pleased with the results. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would like to, if someone is going to, I just made the motion, I would just look for a second of that motion.
Is there a second?
I'd be happy to
Thank you,
second.
Commissioner DeWitt.
And if I may have a moment of personal privilege too, we were all asked to sit on the board, and Commissioner Klinga was available. I want to thank her personally for representing the commission. I know I was unavailable in business trip, but it's a lot of time and it's a lot of effort, and we appreciate you being there and representing our commission so well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any further discussion about the list itself? The motion and the list? Hearing none. All those in favor of adopting this list as presented,
Aye.
Aye.
the ayes have it. It's unanimous. The list is approved, and that's good for 1 year.
Or the language says for 1 year unless
As we extend it, yeah.
it's extended or a subsequent.
Yes, that's correct.
So when I read it, is it acceptable?
Yeah.
The way?
You
Yes,
absolutely
that's
do.
what we did the last list.
Yeah.
And you
Okay,
copied that language.
thank you.
Okay, we now are going to discuss a personnel matter, different personnel matter than that raised earlier. So we're gonna go into executive session. those of you who comment on the extension of the chief's contract after executive session. Back. That's it. Gonna go into executive session for personnel matters.
I make the motion, we go into executive session to consider the following contract.
I'll second.
No,
Okay, who are we inviting into the meeting? Just the commission at this point?
Contract and the chief. And unless you want to discuss it without him.
It don't matter to me.
Well, I think you have to, it's his contract.
I'm okay with
oh,
that.
me too.
Okay.
And,
I have no problem with it.
and I.
Yeah, what do we have to do?
Commissioner Cinto and,
That's,
Trying to figure it out exactly how to do it.
Can stay.
no.
No,
No. There's no notes taken in this session.
I would think in executive session, he would go into a different meeting link.
Yeah, that's usually.
I think you put everybody in the waiting room.
Oh, that
Okay.
maybe that'll work too.
I think that's the way it generally
I don't know.
Yes, that's how we've always done it before. Everyone goes.
would be to put everybody in the waiting room and.
Excuse myself for 1 second while we're figuring this out.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Cinto, just call us.
I want to.
I could do that as well.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh,
That was,
you're welcome.
I know that's a heavy lift.
Thank you for.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
It is.
it's a lot, you know?
I said I'd do it for a day.
You know, Dorothea, when I first got, actually even before I got on, she said, this is a wonderful thing to do. And I said, yeah, I said, it's great. And I've even said to my boss,
Yeah, that's fine.
I said, yeah, don't worry about it. He's very,
Yeah, thank
very supportive of public service. But I was out of town.
No problem.
I'm in sales.
For building.
You know, I sell aerospace bearings. Yeah.
The minute.
You're full.
I wasn't even here. So Tricia could.
Just run it. So-
Yeah, Tricia. Yep. Yeah.
It's still, you would be surprised.
I always show her I go on Zoom. And I was in the tennis chair for hours, 2-3 hours.
I mean,
All right,
probably
don't you think?
75% of the market.
it's only us.
Tricia just said.
Commissioner, you made the motion to go to executive?
We did, and it was approved.
Did you use the fifth?
Hello?
I think they want you to call.
Hello?
We don't want to look at him.
Problem is it's gonna record.
Oh, does it recall, we could.
Pause recording.
Pause the recording.
I think
We
he's.
could just.
I think you can leave it.
Right,
Just have to figure out how to pause recording.
Yeah, turn those back on.
Session, no motions and no votes.
Oh, right.
Is anyone else coming?
You're back on.
Yeah, let's
Crank Rob up a little.
And do we have to bring the other guys out of anything?
Yeah, left.
Can we bring them back?
I just brought everybody else back. And we're recording, it didn't say no.
Yep, it did. It said it. It said recording in front.
So it's approximately 8:10. We're coming back
Yes,
into
8:10.
regular session. No motions were made, no votes were taken, and but we are back in regular session. Is anyone else from the hallway coming back?
No, everybody else left.
Thanks.
Okay.
Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. Pursuant to the authority delegated by section 9.23A of the Fairfield Town Charter to the Fire Commission, subject to the approval of the first select person, I move to approve a 2-year contract for Kieran Dunn as fire chief and to authorize the town to enter into a contract with him for said term on conditions to be negotiated between the town and Kieran Dunn.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there a second?
There is a second.
Thank you.
Christina,
Commissioner,
Trish, or myself, put in whatever you want.
Okay.
Trish raised.
Okay. I gotta write this down because
I know.
we're without.
Yeah.
All right, is there any discussion? Commissioners, sir, any discussion?
The only discussion I would have is that I would encourage wherever we can, that we do it as quickly as possible with the first select person. So our new chief is well aware of what's happening. I suspect she will, but I would like to be that, I'm saying that publicly.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Just moment of personal privilege. I'd like to thank Chief Dunn for staying another 2 years. We appreciate you.
We haven't got that far yet. We didn't vote on the motion.
No, sorry. I appreciate you preemptively maybe saying 2 years.
Chief,
Well, do you have to make your motion first, or is this the discussion?
this is a discussion.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, I would absolutely endorse Chief Dunn. He's an excellent mentor to us, and I think he's a great fire chief.
Thank you.
That's very nice to hear. Thank you. I was wondering. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Rob?
I said aye. That's just as time as you guys.
Chime in with us.
Rob, I apologize.
No, it's fine.
I don't
Thank
hear
you all.
You're welcome.
as well as I used to.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to us for keeping a good chief.
Yes. Yes, congratulations.
That's
All right.
All right.
Is there any other new business?
I did have something I want to bring up. If you'll notice in the packet, there is a thank you letter,
Yes.
which is written from me. Last week, I had a medical emergency in my family. The crew that was here, at 5, I wanted to catch them before they left, because 3 of the 4 people were responded to my house. And their professionalism was amazing. So.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
Could you just let me read it?
We also had okay, so I'm confused.
A few.
Is Steve related to you?
Steve Lobdell's a different.
Because I'm reading this one here.
No, that's a different one. There was one that was to my house, and there was one of our former assistant Jerry.
Captain, he retired as a captain.
We went to his house. He had a medical emergency as well, and we had to get 2 trucks over there to get him out of a very tight spot. And he was very thankful, reached out to me after that, and wanted to thank for the professionalism of the crews. A lot of who he trained. He was my first lieutenant. And yeah.
Wow.
I just have 2 letters in there.
Yeah, no, it's always nice to read the thank yous. in the-
Very.
in the packet.
I love sitting at home reading.
It makes a difference when normally I'm the one who goes to 911 call, but I called 911. They came to my house to help my family, so it meant a lot.
Yeah.
And, Deputy Chief, could you also share with us, I didn't ask during the time, you said one individual firefighter was injured, fell through the floor. Last time I asked that question, it
Me.
was you.
No, this was not me.
And I hope it was not you, sir.
This was during, so they, give you a little bit of background, they arrived at a structure fire, had heavy smoke showing from the house. The company was performing a search on the primary search. It's what we do to look for victims. As they were performing the primary search, they got to where the staircase was, and the staircase had burned away. He fell through the floor at that point. Now, he had just taken a class 2 weeks prior. And it was about certain safety things, doing like buckling your belts, making sure everything's tight. When he fell through, his bottle caught him, and he didn't go all the way through to the basement.
Is that
He
right?
was he thanked the training that we had just sent him to. He says, I never did that. He goes, and that raised my head to do that. And you know, he could have been hurt much worse than he was, but he you know, he's in incredible shape as it is. and he recovered very fast and he was back to work, within a couple hours. So minor injuries, but again, we take a lot of precautions with that stuff. But
That's great. Is that the Sturgis?
yeah, it just shows you that even you're one of your most competent, best shape, you get hurt in a moment's notice. It's that dangerous of a job sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're
One-
going the wrong way. in a fire.
You just said his belt held him or his?
So when we wear our
Bottle?
SCBA has a bottle on the back and it has shoulder straps.
Oh, the
It
air,
has a waist belt.
right.
He fell through and the bottle caught because you have 16-inch, 14 3/4 of an inch between studs. He got caught on the bottle and then his other crewmates were able to pull him out.
Isn't that great? Okay.
Very fortunate, it wasn't fire below him. The fire was up above, so. But it's that fast. You can,
It sounded like it when I read it in the paper that it was boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, you fall through a floor, when you have a lot of water, you can drown in the basement.
I believe.
Drown in the basement when your boots fill up. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not uncommon, unfortunately. That's a great
but
story.
it's a lesson learned and he shared it with the entire department, his lesson
That's
learned.
great.
And, that's the sign of a true leader. He goes, I made a mistake. I went too fast. I fell through the floor and, it won't happen again with him. I guarantee you that, knowing his personality.
Lynn is well now?
She's well enough to go back to work, so.
That her I heard today?
Yes.
For another media hour work week.
Yes.
At least.
But that's right.
Oh, that's nice.
That's great.
Thank you. Is there any other new business? Is there any public comment? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a
I'd like to
motion
make-
to adjourn.
Joe made the motion. I'd like to second the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner.
2017.
Meeting.
All those in favor of the?
Picture it.
What?
I just texted you a picture from today.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.